Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Monday, June 3rd. I'm Caitlin Nuclo.
And I'm Nicole Nalepa. You are watching Eyewitness News on the Wax. Thanks so much for being here and joining us. And let's say hello to meteorologist Jill Gilardi for a check of your first alert forecast. Not going to be too bad today, huh?
No, a little toasty if you like this weekend's weather. Well, we have more of that on tap for today. So hot for this time of year, at least 10 degrees above average we're expecting. But starting off with some cloud cover, a shower or two has been trying to make its way down to the ground, but really struggling at this point in time. And as we take a look at the only live radar in the state, we go all the way out towards New Milford, Bridgewater, and those showers are just petering on out as they try to make it over the state line. Temperatures are very mild to start thanks to the blanket above the clouds. 70 degrees in Chester, 67. Meanwhile, in the Hartford area, the day ahead features those temperatures quickly warming up with increasing amounts of sunshine. By the time we get to the noon hour, lunchtime, eating outside sounds great. I mean, it's going to be lovely in the shade. 83 by then, 76 by the shoreline at that time frame, and then the afternoon readings mid and upper 80s inland to low 80s along the shoreline. So a beautiful day. Definitely need the sunglasses this morning. And Caitlin has more on traffic right now. How's it looking out there, girl?
You know what? We're not doing too bad out there this morning. Jill, good morning, everybody. 7:32. If you're heading out the door, starting to see some of those delays. We have just a minor incident off to the shoulder in West Hartford, so things maybe are slowing down just briefly through 84. Rest of the state, though, not doing too bad. 91 Hartford to New Haven, and then typical delays building 95 southbound New Haven to the George Washington Bridge. Heavier delays along the Merritt Parkway at this time. So let's take you outside and give you a live look here. You can see some of those delays right through the West Hartford area. 84, you can see again, it's just off to the shoulder, but again, things are slowing down as traffic is trying to get around that. Now, if you are heading out and about, if you've been out and about over the weekend heading into this week, you will notice that all of those DOT signs, the billboards across the state are reminding you that if you do see any of these emergency vehicles pulled off to the side of the road, it is the law to move over and slow down. So please make sure that you adhere to that. Keep everyone safe out there. Live look outside though in East Hartford, Windsor Locks, and in Vernon. Rest of the state moving along. Grab the sunglasses as you're heading out. I'm Caitlin Francis with your Connecticut Chevy First Alert Traffic Report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Happening today, a moment of silence will be held for Connecticut State Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier.
It's taking place in Southington, where the fallen trooper grew up and also lived with his wife and 2 kids.
Now, Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Olivia Schuler is joining us now live from the Della Vecchia Funeral Home in Southington, which is where that moment of silence will be happening. Olivia?
Yeah, guys, the moment of silence happening here in Southington at 2:36 this afternoon, around the same time that Trooper Aaron Pelletier passed away on Thursday. The community really wants to give solidarity and pay its respects to the trooper who gave his life serving others. And take a look at how loved he was by this community. You can see that there's tons of flowers, balloons here, a police t-shirt, American flag on that Connecticut State Police cruiser. Some people this morning coming to bring more to this building memorial here. And this is at the Della Vecchia Funeral Home. This is also where Trooper Pelletier's family, friends, and brothers and sisters in blue will gather on Tuesday. Private calling hours will be on Tuesday, June 4th, for family and friends from 12 to 3. Members of the law enforcement community will gather here from 5 to 8. Now, funeral services will be held at 11 a.m. on Wednesday, June 5th at the Xfinity Theater in Hartford. The burial of Trooper Pelletier will take place privately at St. Thomas Cemetery in Southington. Now, this community is trying to help the Pelletier family in every way that it can. Now, Connecticut State Police Troop H created a GoFundMe page for the family. All of the donations will go straight to them. They have a goal of raising about $500,000 right now. They are about more than halfway there, and we do have a link on our website or on the WFSB News app if you would like to donate. And some new information that we just got from Southington Public Schools, straight from the superintendent. He tells us on Tuesday, the school will not be in session. Classes will be canceled and school will be off for all students. Now, on Wednesday, they are expecting some busy roads here because of the funeral procession, so there will be a half day for Southington Public Schools on Wednesday. We're live this morning in Southington. Olivia Schuler, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, thanks, Olivia. Also, counselors will be on hand to help students in Wolcott today after 5 teens were involved in a fiery crash. And we will have that story coming up in just a moment. But first, we do have a heartwarming story about a lemonade stand that took place in Cromwell.
Yeah, so we want to tell you about a 4-year-old who was raising money to help the family of Trooper Pelletier. Her name is Brooke. She set up a lemonade stand yesterday to do just that. And this is a look at the stand along with Brooke and some happy customers there. Her mom says they raised more than $158. And of course, we're going to continue to honor the memory of Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier. You can stay with us for full coverage of the funeral on Wednesday morning.
All right, but now we want to get back to that story in Wilkett we've been following for you, where, as we told you, counselors will be on hand to help students today after 5 students were involved in a fiery crash over the weekend. We know that the 18-year-old driver was killed after the car went off Spindle Hill Road Saturday night. The 4 passengers were rushed to the hospital with serious injuries. The cause of that crash is still under investigation. And this morning, police in New Haven are on the hunt for a killer after a man was stabbed to death over the weekend. We're told that an argument at the Sam's Mart right on Whaley Avenue got a little too heated Saturday morning. The suspect ended up stabbing 47-year-old Travis James. He was rushed to the hospital where we learned that he later died. New Haven police say that they are looking to question the person that you see right now on your screen, so take a good look. And anyone who recognizes them is urged to call New Haven police.
And this morning, police in Old Lyme are investigating a crash involving 6 cars. State police tell us it happened about 4:30 yesterday afternoon on 95 North between exits 70 and 71. And look at the traffic back up there. We do have calls out to state police to try to learn if anyone was hurt, also what led to that crash.
And a father and daughter are recovering this morning in the hospital after a crash in Torrington. Police tell us the father ended up losing control and crashed right into a ditch on Norfolk Road yesterday afternoon. His 3-year-old daughter was inside the car in her car seat at the time. But police tell us they are both expected to be okay. And at this point, of course, they're still investigating what exactly caused the crash. Happening
today in Hartford, U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal is teaming up with the Connecticut Department of Consumer Protection to sound the alarm on payment app scams. A new report from 2022 showed fraud and scams were growing on peer-to-peer payment apps like Zelle. The report also found the large banks that partly own Zelle have been reluctant to compensate customers for the millions of dollars lost. During a news conference at 11:30 this morning, Blumenthal will talk about the scams and also demand that the banks do more to protect customers. On the campaign trail, former President Trump continues to rail against his felony conviction in the Manhattan hush money case. In his first TV interview, Trump told Fox News he would be okay with having to serve prison time or house arrest, but he issued a warning.
I think it would be tough for the public to take. You know, at a certain point, there's a breaking point. It's weaponization of the Justice Department, of the FBI, and, you know, that's all coming out of Washington.
A new CBS poll shows that more than half of Americans surveyed believe the verdict was right, but a smaller majority of respondents say they don't believe he should serve prison time after the conviction.
Good morning, everyone. 7:38. We start off the day with more clouds, and we're going to finish the day with. And in terms of rain, it is struggling to reach the ground and make it here to the state line. We have zoomed out all the way towards, Carmel and Kent Hills into New York State. Again, and no rain out there right now, just scattered clouds and mild temperatures to kick off the day. We're already at 70 degrees in Chester, 67 in the Hartford area. So climbing into the low 80s by lunchtime. So very warm with increasing amounts of sunshine. Shoreline readings by noon, 76. And here you go for your high temperatures, 80 New Haven, 88 in the Hartford area. So very hot conditions. That trend continues, but change is around the corner. A big pattern change by the end of the week. I'll have more on that a little bit later. Good morning, Caitlin.
Good morning, Jill. Good morning, everybody. All right, let's get you a check over at the airports. If you're heading out the door to catch a flight here this morning, everything over at Tweed New Haven is on time. So if you're flying a Vela, you should have no problems there. Now, if you're heading to Bradley International Airport, we have one flight delay at this time. Southwest Flight 1888 to Orlando that's been delayed. We had an earlier cancellation, another earlier delay, so we're left with this one again, Southwest Flight to Orlando. Check with your air care to be on the safe side before you head out the door, and I'll get you another check on those roads coming up in less than 10. I'm Caitlin Francis with your Connecticut Chevy First Alert Traffic Report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
All right.